normally I would have my desk cleaned up and have the other sets on display, but you can just see the tail end right there of the Invader. I'm not going to bother because I'm still reconstituting some other sets. I'm still reconstituting the Starfleet Voyager, and I'm all these pieces over here, and the Alpha 1 rocket base, all those pieces over here. But this is reconstitution set number 5, and the November 2023 find on the marketplaces. And those of you who know me know that this is in my just top tier favorite sets of all time. Wait, I forgot something. I don't know if they're in here. That is not this lot. There is this lot. Let's see if I can find them quickly. I cannot find them quickly, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. The set's not complete. I kind of built it from memory, and knowing that I didn't have the rubber pipes. The rubber pipes I have in the box in the garage with my my display of 8x4s. I have some spares in there, so I didn't bother grabbing it. And then I just realized I didn't put the red 1x1 round bricks on the back. And let me just see really quick, because the red 1x1 round bricks in this set were 1977. So they are all solid stud in the back. And so I just grabbed some from my collection. Yes, I have, I won't say a plethora, but I have enough red, or all colors, white, black, blue, yellow, with solid stud. Of course, because my collection started in the 60s and 70s. So, and I get some unused lots. So anyway, now it's complete except for the pipes. And the miscellaneous spare pieces here at the bottom. It is what it is. So, it's hard for me to explain why this is, I mean, besides the absolute idea of nostalgic, because this is the first classic space. This is my, I'm still used to saying that. This is the first Technic set I ever got, and they called it Expert Builder at the time. It is set 854/948. I always forget which set number was here in Canada and which set was in the States. Set number, it was across the border. We had one and they had the other. I have both English, Canadian box and American box. One that was packaged in Stratford, Ontario, and one that was packaged in Enfield, Connecticut. One says 854 and one says 948. I just don't care right now which one is the Canadian one, which one's the American one. I have both boxes, and I bring those to the display as well. And both boxes have a complete set inside the box. So I have all the parts and pieces for this set inside those boxes. One I got with the pieces, and again, I won't remember which one, and the inserts and the instructions and blah, blah, blah. The other one was just a box, and the box was pretty beat up, but I think that's one from the US. But I wanted it, so I have, I'm still looking for a better one. Again, I should actually figure out which set number that is, 854/948, and get a nicer box for the display. That's the only reason why I would want a box, is for the display. But in the interim, I have 2 boxes already. So, with complete sets inside. I also, with this set, I also sent, this is back when chroming bricks was just starting, and there was a place in Holland, a bricklink store in Holland that would copperize or for crying out loud, chrome plate your bricks. So I ordered all the blue that you see here. I ordered the same parts to be chromed. Again, I didn't care what color they were underneath the chrome, so I just ordered from their bricklink store and had them chrome them and send them to me. So I have like the 1x16, 1x8, 1x4, 1x2 Technic bricks chromed, and all these little plates in chromed. And I think it's one of my favorite things that I've done. I'm not going to haul it out now. So the parts that were missing, more than a few, but not a lot. I was missing 3 of the 8 1x2 slopes. I was missing the 6x8 plate, black plate. I was missing one 1x8 Technic brick. I was missing 3 1x4 Technic bricks. I was missing half of the 1x2 Technic bricks. All the white was there. All the yellow was there. All the black plates were there, except for the 2x8. I had to go get that out of my collection. Most of these here, the bushings, were in the lot, but I had to grab a few. Half of the axles of the 4L axles I had to get from my lot. The 6L axles, again, there was half of them here, half I had to get from my lot. These, again, these joiners here, I had to get half of them from my lot. All the gears were in here. The piston head was here. All the bottom was here. The tiles were here. So I haven't checked my red yet. So the 1x1 round bricks might be in the red red baggie, but I'm not going to care. I just my bin of classic pieces are just right here with me at all times, just in case I need them. So all about a dozen or so, or more than that, probably 15, 20 pieces, because half and half and half. Yeah, so about 20 pieces I had to get from my collection. But they were generic, ubiquitous pieces. Like for me, this piece here is ubiquitous in my collection. That piece here, ubiquitous. Even the non-friction light gray peg, ubiquitous in my collection. And the axles, I mean, how many axles do I have? I don't even want to think about it. I also did not put the number on. No, this set did not come with a number, so the sticker is long gone. But I have cricketed those numbers. Again, those are in the box for the display. So when I get my box out, I'm going to put a number on this guy. I'm going to, while I'm here, this guy is permanently on display. And I'm not saying that this is my original. I think I got this in a used lot last year or this year. And you can see I used the dark gray pneumatic piping on here instead of the black piping that was with the original sets, just because I'm lazy and I don't care. I'm okay with that. There is a place to source. If you go on, I think Eurobricks somewhere, you can just Google it. There's a place that will actually sell the original black piping. You can still buy it new today. There's a place to source it from. But back in the day on Shop at Home, Lego Shop at Home, they were discounting the pneumatic accessory pack that came with the blue storage tank and some pistons and some switches, and just lots and lots and lots of dark gray, light gray, and blue pneumatic piping. And I bought like 7 or 8 lots of that because I was in pneumatics at the time. So I have bins of pneumatic tubing. So I don't, and again, for me, that's good enough. It's still Lego. It came from the Lego company. It's not black, but it's close enough. But in my box in the garage with all my other 854s, 948s, I have some spare pneumatic piping, black and dark gray, because they seem to fall off a lot and they seem to get misplaced. I'm not sure where they all are. So I just cut up another one and put it on the go-kart. So I will finish this one when I do that. Now, this brings up a little bit of a thing. So my display has one of each color. Obviously, if you've seen, you can go back to my YouTube channel. I have this dolled up in every single color that wherever they released the Technic bricks in different colors, like I got white, yellow, red, black, light gray, light gray, dark blue, tan, brown, blah, 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 fuchsia or whatever that color is. Jeffy keeps an eye out for me for finding new Technic bricks, but they don't seem to be releasing them as much as they used to, because I'm still waiting for orange. Yes, I still have this cough. But I like having one of each color. But right now, because of the lots that I've been getting, this one I got either earlier this year or late last year. So it's been within a year that I got this one and I got this one. I have 2 built in the layout and the display. I have 2 in the box in the display of blue. I think I have 5 or 6 right now copies of this one actually built. And I am downsizing now. So I was just thinking about this as I was building it. Like, I don't need that many 854s in blue because I have enough for the display. So I might start thinking about actually asking anybody if they want to buy one off of me, because again, I don't even know what they're going for. Let me just go here onto the Bricklinks. Do I have Bricklink bookmarked? I actually do have Bricklink bookmarked. All items. Don't care about that. Wow, this cold is just getting me. 854. Excuse me, go-kart. New is $827. Oh my God. You're joking. Oh, that bothers me so much. But if you can get it. So the cheapest on Bricklink right now is $12.73, complete except for missing sticker. Set is used, played with by children, and has been on display, exposed to sunlight, fully functional, solid, playable, needs a cleaning. $14, $17. With box and instructions, I'm not going to sell the box or instructions. So we're not looking at a lot of money for it, which is actually shocking to me. $25. So the average here seems to be, well, let's just look at the price guide. Last 6 months sale, used, 6 were sold, minimum price $14, maximum price $43. I'd come somewhere like $20. If somebody has $20 in their hand, they can have one of these. Because I have lots more. Anywho, but that is now another reconstitution. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reconstitutions, and they're all over there. You can zoom out let's see if I can zoom up. No, I can only zoom in. That's a shame. Pull it back and zoom out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna do the rocket base. Possibly, it depends on how many more pieces I have to get, and the Starfleet Voyager. So far I've been impressed with $50 for this lot. With all seriousness, $50 is a bargain by any stretch of the imagination for what I'm interested in. Because classic space, obviously, it's a love of mine. I do appreciate classic space through and through. But having a Technic go-kart from 1977, sign me up. Anytime I can get a go-kart. I do like all the other, I think there's 7 or 8 original sets. 850, there was the forklift, there was the tractor, there was the supercar, the original supercar, there was the helicopter, there was the motorcycle, and I'm trying to remember, son of a pup. Oh, the crane, which is a really cool set, by the way. I did a review on all of those earlier, like a long time ago. To this day, this one's still my favorite. The 854 is still my favorite. And honestly, just because it's nostalgia. So here's a bit of a story, and I probably said it before, but for those of you who are new here, in 1976, 1977, prior to this set being released, our family was going through something medically, shall we say. There was a bit of a rash going around the house, and we couldn't figure out why. Mom was washing the sheets every day and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was at her wit's end one summer. It was during the summer. And she couldn't figure out why the kids always had a rash on their arms and stuff. And we saw the doc numerous times, and we always lived in a very clean house. We picked it up, we think, from camping at a trailer park somewhere. Because we went camping and this showed up as soon as we got home. And we just couldn't get rid of it. So Mom, after weeks of this and wrestling with it, she noticed that all 3 kids were always playing with Lego sets. The Lego collection that we had, which went into one big cardboard box at the time. And so she decided that maybe the Lego needed cleaning. So this is the big melt story, by the way, just in case you've heard it before. The big melt story. So Mom took all of our Lego at the time, which wasn't quite for the time when I was 10, a substantive collection. It was pretty substantive. And she put it into her canning pot, which, again, now, when you look at my collection now, it's not even like whatever. But back then, it was a lot. And so she put all the Lego in the canning pot, she put it on the stove, and she filled it full of water, and she boiled it to get rid of the germs. And I'm the little 10-year-old pulling on her skirt, the little, this is a Rockwell painting. I'm saying, Mom, like, you're going to melt the Lego. And she goes, oh, no, 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 no. The Lego's strong. The Lego will be fine. And it's boiling. And I had the fire station, I think 37, I can't remember that number, but the little white and black fire station, way pre-minifig, right, pre-minifigs that don't move. With the little red vehicles, which I don't think I have one out here right now. But anyway, you'll know it's from 1973 or 1974. And the little 24 by 32, I think it was, base plate for that fire station was sitting right on top of the bubbling cauldron of Lego bricks. And I saw it starting to melt. Like the base plate was melting and it was at the top, and I'm going, oh, this is, and I'm like, rah! My Lego collection is being destroyed. And so mom stops the stove and she dumps the Lego into the sink, and every single piece was absolutely useless. Just melted. Not melted together because the water didn't melt them together, but they were just melted beyond usage. And so that was that. And of course, that did not get rid of the skin rash. The skin rash just went away a few weeks later. We had it for a couple, well, I guess a month through the summer holidays, because I didn't have it when I went back to school. Nobody did in our house, so it just came and went. But the Lego was destroyed. And my mom, I love her dearly, she's gone now, God rest her soul, promised me every time we went to the store that she would buy me another Lego set. And so the very first set I got was the police car, the little 4x10, I want to say 6, 8, 10, yeah, 4x10 police car, white and black, with the big 2x3 bricks with police on the side and the printed front headlight. And the second set I got was this car, because they had just come out in 1977. They had just hit the market. And this was an expensive set for our family. It was like some people got the supercar, the 853, the big red and yellow car, which is what I want. Because I remember reading the comic books on the vacation that we were on. Mom would always buy us some comic books, Archie or Richie Rich or whatever, Casper the Friendly Ghost, and we would read those in the car or at the campsite in case it was raining and crap. And on the back cover of one of those comic books was the new releases of Lego Technic or Expert Builder, and it had the big picture on that page of this supercar. I call it the car chassis. And I still remember to this day lying on the cottage floor that we were in that summer, with that comic book at the back and just gazing. It was probably 5 minutes, but it felt like hours, gazing at that car, the supercar, the 853. And the smell of the cottage, like rustic, it wasn't like moldy or anything, but it was a rustic cottage. It was wonderful. So it's a little snippet of my memory from when I was 10 years old, seeing that and waiting for those sets to come out into the Canadian market. Of course, again, I didn't realize the world was this extensive. But anyway, so the big melt happened. We go to the store one time and she bought me the go-kart. And I loved this thing. I drove this thing through the house, down the stairs. There were some smash up derbies, which probably shouldn't have happened when I was 10. This thing got quite abused. my original one, I didn't break any pieces, shockingly, but it was well used. And then I started building the alternate builds and all the other things, and then realizing that I could gear things up and gear things down. And then for Christmas, I got an accessory pack and blah, blah, blah. Technic was absolutely fantastically awesome. And so this set here is part of that memory. If it was the car chassis, things might have been different. But I just remember getting this, and I was so excited to absolutely get this. And I rebuilt it 1,000 times, and I rebuilt it today from memory. I didn't have to look it up. But again, just real, because I forgot I didn't have the pipes. I didn't bother putting I didn't bother looking for the red pieces. But this thing resides in my memory. The instructions, how to build it. I can build it from scratch. I can build it possibly with my eyes closed. I haven't tested that yet. But it is such, it's like the 918. It is the 918 I got for Christmas in 1978. And I will fight tooth and nail to say that's when I got it, but it's because there are some people who say that's not what happened, but we moved in August of 1979, so I remember having that set in the old house before we moved. And so I'm quite firm in my convictions that I got the 918 in 1978. But this one I got a year before. And it's still, to this day, a lovely set. And I honestly do get excited when I think I got it in a used lot. so I am going to, but on the flip side, I am in a downsizing mood. So if you want one of these, one of two, I have two for sale right now. And I'm going to Toro Lugs, and I'm going to AGMs, and I'm going to whatever's. And since the average price is pretty low, I'm just going to put a nice 21 bucks on it, or 20 bucks on it, and be done with it. And I'm not saying all the pieces are era specific. Do not say, oh, this piece was from 2004, because again, I had to grab pieces from my collection, and I don't bother looking to see if the pieces are era specific. They are all light gray. They are not light blade. They are blue, they are light gray, they are black. They are the right pieces for the job, but the actual 1x4s plates might be newer 1x4 plates, and 1x6 plates might be newer 1x6 plates, with the little tiny saving of plastic in the pips in the bottom. As a matter of fact, if I look at here, no, those are original, so that's original. Let's look at this one that I just built, because I had to grab some pieces from my collection. Oh, those are original too. Oh, see right there. Not original to the era, but I don't care. I honestly do not care. I could right now replace that with an era specific piece, but then I'm putting that effort into it. It's a blue 1x4 plate. The end. But other than that, I also have the spare pieces that came in this lot. I believe those are it. Those two there, one of that, and one 1x8 axle. And I think those were all the spares that were in this lot, in this set. I can't remember that part, but I grabbed them out anyway. So that's it. That's all. I am in the mood to sell some of my stuff, and this is as good a place as any to start, because again, I have enough. So if you are interested, drop me a line and we can hook up somewhere. I don't mind shipping. I mean, I don't care. If you're willing to take the risk, I will ship it before you pay me, and you pay me when you get it. That's how I do things. But if you want one, let me know, and I'll put it in a box. And if you're in the area, I will be at Toro Lug meetings and shows and whatever. I will save you one, because it's not going anywhere. I will possibly find the Cricut sticker for that. So again, will not be the original sticker either. But again, I'm fine with that. So anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm going to take a breather. The 6929 and the 493 rocket base, Alpha 1. The Alpha 1 rocket base will be temporarily on hold for a little bit. I'm going to go out and hang out with family. So that's it. That's all. I hope everybody out there is doing well. And take care of yourself first. And treat yourself with respect. Because you're the only you got. So, and know that no matter, it's tough to convince the emotional side of you. If you're watching this video and you got to this far, I appreciate you. So, just know that I appreciate you. At minimum, there's one person on the planet who appreciates you. I think there's a lot of people who appreciate you, but at minimum, I know I do, for getting down to the end of this. I think we're back into the what's this? Oh, it's a minifig. Into the let's just take care of each other and be there for one another, because this is the one life we know we have, and it is important to know that you are appreciated. It's important to know that I didn't want to go off on this tangent, but let's talk about this really quick. There were a few times in my youth, in my late teens and early 20s, where things were not clicking, things were not jiving, things were not working well. They weren't brutal, My parents were divorced. I wasn't getting anywhere with my life. There was a recession in the early 90s. I wasn't having a steady job. So I will say I wasn't down and out, but I was as close as, I was pretty depressed. Depression does run in my family, but there was extenuating circumstances for me too, that life wasn't working very well at the time. And yeah, so I went and saw a doctor once, and it was the wisest thing, I think, one of the wisest things I ever did. My good friend drove me. I asked him if he would, and he drove me to the clinic there to talk to a doc. My doc scheduled the meeting with this doc, and my buddy went with me, which is very nice. Again, it's great to have friends like that. And so we went, and then I went and sat in with the doctor. Finally, the doctor came out and grabbed me. Now, this didn't work, and I don't know if this was on purpose because he knew who I was or my personality. But anyway, so I was feeling really depressed. I wasn't thinking about unaliving myself, but I was like pretty depressed, and it was like my life's not working out, and I better talk to somebody about it. So the doctor comes into the office and sits down, and my buddy was in the office with me, and we're sitting there, and we're shooting the breeze before the doc came in. The doc comes in and he sits down and he looks at me and he goes, "What do you want? Why are you here?" I'm going, wait a minute. Like that was completely not what I was expecting from this recommended doc to talk about this. But again, I don't know if this is what he does, but it was basically it was a psychological slap in the face, because I was expecting something completely different than that. But because of that, because it was a slap in the face for me, and it probably will not work for anybody else, it's like, no, I don't need anything from you. So I look at my buddy. He looks at me. Yeah, I don't need anything. Thanks for wasting. I didn't say thanks for wasting my time. No, I'm good. And we got up and we left. So it's like, now that worked for me, and I was in my 20s, and I wasn't near any kind of brink, but I was feeling very depressed, and I went and saw somebody about it. And I would hope that if people out there need to see somebody, that they would have a completely different experience than I did when I needed to see somebody at the time. My thing is that I already had what we call a safety net. I already had a huge pool of people who loved me and made sure I knew they loved me. I have the best friends on the planet. I absolutely do, and I've said this. I am the most blessed friends and family. I am one of the, I keep on saying this. I am so blessed with the people I know, including you guys here. I am so blessed to have you guys watch these videos and appreciate these videos. And I'm gonna mention Bricks in the Six, where people were walking up to me, and even Brickomania, people were like, "Oh, Dave, I watched your videos, and that was awesome, and you did this, and that was great, and you inspired that, and blah, blah, blah." I take it heartfelt. It is absolutely beautiful when I hear stuff like that, because I'm doing this because this is my hobby. I've always said that. If nobody watched my videos, I would still make them. But it's nice to feel that somebody out there appreciates this. I mean, I would still do it if they didn't. But it's nice. And so I can't be there for everybody the way people have been there for me. I can be there in this way, by letting you know that I appreciate the fact that you're watching this. That I really do appreciate that. And I am not, by any stretch, any kind of expert on literally anything. I am no expert on anything in the world. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy sitting here playing with the same pieces that I've played with when I was like 4 years old, and having fun doing it. So I try to keep my life as nice and wonderful as possible, and that's that's aided by the fact that I surround myself with just nice, salt of the earth people, and have a beautiful family who has never let me down. and wonderful friends who have never let me down, and I try to never let them down. So I have a maid in the shade, and I know I'm blessed on that specific aspect of my life. I have a wonderful wife who just adores me, and I can't figure out why, but she does. And I know I adore her because she is worth everything. And I have a wonderful kid. Like now, when I look back in my early 20s and see where I was and how conflicted and stressed and emotionally not unstable, but like lacking in a foundation that I was when I was in my 20s, early 20s, late teens and early 20s. And yet, and actually going to see somebody about it, like I look back now, I'm 56 years old, so that's over 30 years ago. That's like 35 years ago when this happened. And I'm going, where would, like, I'm just looking at my life in the intervening years. And I always say, like, whatever happens, like, no matter how bad things appear to be, and trust me, my parents were separated when I was 17, and it was like not pretty at all. Okay, I have to go for dinner. But it was tough. It was absolutely tough. But I look back now and I say that, like, my life since then, with the ups and downs and I live my life and I have fun living my life. No matter what's going on now, no matter how hard things seem to be, and they are hard sometimes, but what's going to happen tomorrow? I want to see what happens. I'm invested in this movie now. I want to know where it's going to go. So no matter what happens in my life, I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm not going to change that for me because I want to know what happens. So that's it. That's all. We're going to go for dinner now. I will talk to you guys soon.